Hey everyone, it's Phoenix. Welcome to my nest, and welcome to my very first video on YouTube. Now today we're going to go into something that I kind of dabbled on my Instagram, Infused Liquors. Now as you can tell, my nest, it's not that big, but don't worry, I'm going to make sure you guys see the most important things, which is what I will be doing step by step, and what you need to know, the do's and don'ts of any recipe I will be doing on these videos. If you guys have any questions, you're welcome to hit the comment section below, or you can hit up my Facebook page or even my Instagram page, and all of this will be posted on all three platforms. And if you have any suggestions for future recipes that you'd like to see, go ahead and let me know. You can either message me or again, Facebook, Instagram, and even the YouTube comment sections. I'd love to know more videos that I can do for you guys. So without further ado, let's get started on that liquor. Now, as I've mentioned before, infusing liquor really isn't that hard. What you'll need is an airtight container, and then the item you want to infuse the liquor with. In this case, I've got an apple. This jar is full of strawberries, and this one is filled with marshmallows. And when it comes to liquor that you want to infuse, really you could use any kind, as long as it's not already flavored. For the strawberries and the marshmallows, I've got a nice vodka right here. And for the apple, I'm going to use bourbon. Now, when you pick a liquor, it always helps to figure out the taste that would go with that actually particular liquor. Now, vodka is unique in the sense that it's basically a blank canvas. You can add anything that you want, and if you don't believe me, just go to a liquor store sometime. You'll see the vodka section far and wide is anywhere from apples, strawberries, whipped cream, marshmallows, chocolate, coconut. Heck, they even have spicy ones too. Now, if you're gonna do something, like say when I did the infused tequila, usually that's gonna be something either fruity that you would mix with a margarita, or spicy like I did with a serrano pepper. But it gets trickier the more you go along, as in with bourbon. Now with bourbon, it's got an already strong flavor to it. So if you're gonna mix it with something, it's gotta complement that. In that case, I'm doing apples. An apple bourbon, after it's been sitting for a while, is very smooth. You can pour it over ice, you can drink it as is, you can even add it if you want to a glaze and pour that over, say, pork or chicken, and it adds another depth of flavor to it. Bourbon's also really good if I wanted to fill this jar, say, with cinnamon sticks, cranberries, and oranges, and then I'd end up with a nice holiday-style bourbon for me to drink later, or even add it to a glaze, as I'd mentioned before, and glaze a turkey with it. Rums, are traditionally a good one to have if you want to do more of a tropical flavor. Pineapples, apples, coconuts, those are very good ones to infuse a rum with. The thing you need to remember when you're infusing liquor, always make sure that they say that they're at least 80 proof. The higher the proof, the easier it is to infuse. If it doesn't have a high proof, it's going to take a very long time to get that flavor out. And also, it depends on what you're infusing as well. Strawberries and marshmallows, like I'm going to be doing with this vodka, well, they're going to take at least 5 days. But the great thing is, at the end of that 5 days, because of the natural syrups in the strawberry, and of course, the syrups that come with manufacturing marshmallows, I'm going to have a very sweet, very smooth vodka. It does take time. But as you've noticed, I have indeed cut up those strawberries to increase surface interaction. The marshmallows I've cut up not so much for surface interaction, but because the outside of a marshmallow has a tough skin to it. And when you cut them up, it gives vodka a chance to actually get into the flavors of the marshmallow. And that's what you want. Now, both of these will sit for about 5 days. And at the end of the 5 days, you'll drain it out, and you can either put it back into the same jar it was in, or if you have a flask or a decanter, it can go easily in there. Now, with something like the marshmallows and the strawberries, obviously, I cut that up ahead of time. with something like the apple, you want to wait till the exact moment you are actually going to make the infused liquor. And if you want to, you can certainly have a bigger jar and do the entire bottle if you want. I like keeping a little bit of the plain on side, just in case the recipe calls for it. Now, I didn't have to cut them up small, but I did want to make sure that there was a good amount of surface on there. You want to make sure the jar is nice and full. Using up that space properly. And then you're going to take your liquor again. And once again, this will sit for 5 days. Most fruits, you'll want to sit for 5 days. Just so it gives it a chance for the natural sugars to break down, to actually flavor the liquor, to give it time. Marshmallows, you want to give it that week as well, just because it has a little bit of a tougher texture. If it's store-bought versus homemade marshmallows, it's going to take a little bit longer to break down as well. But if you're doing something as herbs or peppers, those won't take as long. That's going to anywhere from 6 hours to 24 hours. And that's really going to depend on how spicy you want it. Like when I did the tequila. You can't really see it in the video, but now it has a tint of green to it. And that's another thing you'll notice. This bourbon, you won't notice a tint to it because the bourbon already has a color to it. But both the strawberry and the marshmallow vodka will actually be tinted their colors once I'm done. And when you're done with that, what you'll do is you'll strain it very simply with a sieve. You can get these anywhere: Walmart, Target, Amazon, Jet. Any one of the websites will have them. If you don't have one, or if you're not able to get one, another thing that'll work are these bags, these almond bags, hemp bags. They're basically the bags you would use to make an alternative milk, such as hemp milk, almond milk, soy milk. They're very thin, but they're very easily to allow liquid through, but not the pulp that you want. These are great to have because the ones I have are reusable. I can use them for the infused liquor. I can use them when I'm making hemp milk. I can use them when I am making butter. These are great to have. They're reusable. I don't have to buy cheesecloth all the time and throw them away when I'm done. These are great too because not only can you use them for the infused liquor, but you can also use them if you were sifting something like sifting flour, or if you were trying to put powdered sugar on a dessert. These are great to have too. They're really cheap. They sometimes come in set in 3s. I really highly recommend them. And so once you are done and you have your liquors, the thing you want to do is you want to figure out a way to store them until the week is done. Well, you want a cool, dark place. Now that can be a cabinet away from a stove, a dishwasher, the fridge, anything that's going to emit heat from it. I would not recommend putting it above the microwave. Just somewhere cold and cool and dark. It doesn't have to be cold. If you wanted to store it in the refrigerator for that week, you certainly could. There's no rules saying that you can't. If you have an extra fridge, you can store it in there. The good thing is, though, it doesn't have to be, because the alcohol content will keep bacteria from forming. So none of this will go bad while it's infusing. You won't have to worry about that. And then once it's done, you store it how you want as well. If you want to keep the bourbon warm, you can stick it up on your bar, stick it up on your shelf, stick it in the fridge. Vodka, I personally like to keep vodka in the freezer. You can do that as well. You can stick that in your fridge. You can stick that in your pantry. Once it's done, there's really no rules. The alcohol content, that's why it's 80 proof, it will keep the bacteria at bay. You will not have to worry about it at all. And then once you're done, you can make any cocktail you want, because now you've made the flavors that you want. If there's a flavor out there that you really want, but they haven't made it yet, now you know how. It's really all about what you think will go well together. You could easily put mint in with this strawberry and make a very nice vodka that would be great for a summertime drink. You could do marshmallows, mix them in with the hot chocolate, or you can do this apple pie with a bourbon, like an apple pie drink. However you want to do it, whatever you've always wanted to have, you now have the keys to be able to do it yourself. If you guys have any comments or questions or drinks that maybe you'd like to see with the liquors I have just made, go ahead and leave a comment below. I'm really looking forward to it. Please like and share this video. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you got some great ideas on the kind of liquors that you can now make in your own home, so that way you can open up the idea to any drinks that you want to make, or even future glazes. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to hit the comment section below on YouTube, or on my Facebook page, or my Instagram page. Both those links can be found on the back end of my channel. If you guys have any ideas for future recipes that you would like to see, whether it involves the liquors I just made or just in general, go ahead and hit me up. Again, my Facebook page, my Instagram page, the comment section below. I'm always open to great new ideas. This is Phoenix. I'll be seeing you guys soon.